Let's say good day to you this day, their time. How are you all? We will begin this communication in the following way. We understand that this day he wishes to speak about the idea of excitement in your 21st century and manifesting your dream. So first, let us discuss briefly why it is so important to talk about the idea of excitement. First of all, let us make sure you are all comfortable. Can you all hear well enough, or do you need the speakers to be louder? You're all hearing all right?
They are nodding.
All right. Then let us begin with a reminder for some and new information for others of what is so important about the idea of excitement. Perhaps our definition of excitement will also explain why it is so important. Many people on your planet understand that it is a good thing to be happy, a good thing to be excited. It feels good, but they may not understand exactly how important that experience is. It is important for the following reason. Here is the definition. Excitement is the physical experience of your highest, most true frequency of energy. Now, this is also synonymous with the idea of unconditional love, but we are speaking about that particular physical sensation that allows you to feel very energized. It is the frequency of energy within you that allows you to know you are most harmoniously aligned with your true natural self. This is why it is so important in realizing your dreams to always follow the path of highest excitement. Many people on your planet wonder, what is my path? What is my purpose in life? And when they talk about this idea of path and purpose, they are usually talking about what kind of thing can I do, or job can I find, or how can I express my path? There are many, many, many different ways that you can, of course, express your path and your purpose in life. But people, of course, on your planet wonder, well, what is the best one for me? What is my destiny? So we would like to remind you at this moment that your path, your purpose, your destiny can actually be expressed in many different ways throughout the course of your entire lifetime. And what this means is that your fundamental basic purpose in life is to really just be who you are as fully as you possibly can be. Everyone exists for a reason. There are no accidents in creation. Creation did not make pointless creations that have no purpose. Everything and everyone that exists has a reason for existing and fits in with everything else that exists. But the idea of discovering your purpose and your destiny is really the process of discovering who you are. What is the natural state of your being? Excitement is the tool, is the beacon, the guiding light that allows you to stay aligned with your natural true self. It is the energy that will allow you to discover most easily who you are, what your purpose for being is. Though you may not always immediately understand how it is working, if you remain within the idea of excitement in everything that you do, you will not only have an ecstatic life yourself, you will most beneficially help others as well. For only by being your true self and being in your full power are you then really capable of supporting everyone else and supporting the whole of creation. If you are not being your true self, it is more difficult for you to be of assistance or help to anyone else. Now, of course, fundamentally, you are always being of service to everyone around you, just by being in existence. But if you are not living your joy, if you are struggling and suffering, then all you're really reflecting to other people is the experience of struggling and suffering. Now, it is certainly possible for other people to look at you when you are struggling and suffering and still learn something positive for themselves, and so that way you may still be able to help them even while you are suffering. But the point is there really is no reason why you should have to struggle and suffer in order to be of benefit to others and yourself. We are not saying that your life will no longer contain challenges, but challenge is good. Attracting challenges in your life, puzzles to figure out, will stretch you both in the idea of mind and in the idea of spirit. But you have all arrived at a place now in your history, what you now refer to as the 21st century, where suffering and struggling is no longer necessary for you to learn your lessons in life. You have spent, as a species, thousands and thousands of years feeling like you are in the dark, struggling and suffering and in conflict. But now, at this point in your history, you have experienced and played out almost every possible negative suffering scenario imaginable on your planet. There are almost no more negative scenarios left to experience. Throughout many different lifetimes, you have all lived every kind of negative scenario imaginable. The reason that you are seeing so much accelerated conflict on your planet at this time in certain areas is because you are now attempting to bring all of that up to the surface and get it out of your system. You are doing this now faster and faster and faster, getting it all out in the open so that you can all look at what is going on in the world and finally decide, is this the way we prefer the world to be from this point forward, or do we prefer something different, something harmonious and joyful? So while there are still many people on your planet playing out the last remnants of the idea of negative scenarios, there are also now many, many more people on your planet starting to look around and say, we can do something in a different way, a new way, a joyful and creative way. But because people are coming out of old patterns, old habits, old ideas, sometimes even though they know they want to do something in a new way, they may be puzzled as to exactly how to go about it because it's such a new idea. In fact, the old ideas are sometimes so strong to you that many people on your planet even have difficulty imagining what a life of joy and creativity would really be like. Some people on your planet even have trouble imagining what a whole planet functioning in harmony would be like. In fact, some people on your planet have so much trouble imagining what it would be like, they almost cannot even believe that it would be possible to have a whole planet of harmony or even an individual life of perfect harmony. And so one of the most important things we must discuss today is not only the idea of acting on your excitement to fulfill your purpose, but also really strongly understanding how to get in touch with old beliefs and transform them so that you know beyond a doubt that it is possible to live a life of joy and creativity. Please understand that these things we will be discussing in this communication today really are powerful energy tools of change. They're not just nice sounding ideas. They actually have power when you use them properly. Many people on your planet who are interested in what you call your New Age movement or age of spirituality constantly talk about the idea of how it would be nice if this would change or that would change, but they don't really have a fundamental understanding of the necessary tool that allows the change to happen and be permanent. But this is why it is so important to us to share with you ideas that you can take with you from this communication and use in your everyday life to really make the changes you want, and know that the changes will stick, that they will last, and you can make more changes when you want to. Our people will be given the greatest gift when we know that we can interact with you more as equals rather than you needing us so much to make you feel powerful. When you feel powerful yourselves, then we will have done our job properly. So the purpose of us doing this job is to put ourselves out of a job. Then the job will be successful. We can interact as equals in the same way. So let us begin with a discussion of understanding what beliefs are all about and how your beliefs create your reality so that you can then create the reality you prefer. Some of you have heard these ideas from us before, but we will take them to greater detail and depth in this communication so that you can really lock them in and use them and make them your own. Many of you are becoming more familiar with the idea that you create your reality and that this happens through your belief system. But still, many of you have not really made it your own. You don't breathe it every moment of every day. It's not yet feeling completely natural for you to live this way. So let us work together so that you can really make this your own understanding of the idea, and you can begin to use it automatically without even thinking. And of course, one of the reasons why it will become more and more automatic is because the more you do it, the better you will feel, and the more you will want to continue to feel that way. And the more you use these tools and the more automatic that state of excitement becomes, pretty soon there will come a time when you can no longer imagine living any other way. You will look at your life in the past when perhaps you felt you were struggling and suffering, and that will seem to be a far distant dream that has nothing to do with who you are anymore. Then you can, once truly awake, live your life to the fullest in joy and ecstasy. So, before we talk specifically about the energy of excitement, let's talk now about the idea of the belief system within your personality. Let us begin with the basics. You are an unbroken consciousness. You are one spirit. But when you choose to experience the idea of physical reality, then certain things have to be created in order for your spirit to have that experience. You must create what is called the physical personality. This is similar to the idea of when you want to go scuba diving, you must bring certain apparatus with you, such as a diving suit and a breathing apparatus and a mask to be able to see clearly underwater. So as a metaphor, there is your spirit hovering above physical reality, just like a diver would hover above the surface of the water, looking down into it, wondering, I wonder what's down there. And so the spirit, looking into physical reality, saying, I wonder what's down there, I think I'll go see, must then create the proper tools to be able to function down in physical reality vibration, which is a little bit lower than the spiritual level in frequency. Now, of course, from time to time, spirits can pay short visits to physical reality, but this is the same idea as simply jumping in the water without scuba equipment and holding your breath for a while before you come back up. But in order to really stay down there and explore for a long time, you have to have the breathing equipment, the proper equipment to be able to see and appreciate what is going on under the water or down in physical reality. And just as water is denser than air, The vibration of physical reality is, in a sense, denser or thicker than non-physical spirit reality. And just as you move more slowly in water than you do in air, things move a little bit more slowly in physical reality than they do in spirit, because the vibration is lower. The spirit must lower its frequency down into a slower vibration of time and space. And in order to explore time and space, physical reality for a long time, you must create the proper apparatus, that is, the body and the personality. So then, as you generate the idea of transforming into a body, you simultaneously then form, as the body grows, the concept of the structure called physical personality. And for the general theme that you know you are choosing to explore in physical reality, you will in a sense then choose generally the people that you will be with, your parents, and the general time of your birth, so that the frequency of physical reality at that moment will in a sense create an imprinting upon the body that generates a specific kind of personality. And this is the basis of the concepts that you call astrology and so forth, because what is happening is that when you physicalize, it's like crystallizing a moment in the totality of space-time, and that is like being able to read a general blueprint of the kind of personality structure you have frozen in order to explore the theme in physical life. In that sense, the personality is analogous to the idea of an ice crystal. It has a certain kind of beautiful form and structure. It has a pattern that can be understood and appreciated and read. Now, the unique thing about the personality, however, is that while it is, in a sense, frozen in one way, it is very fluid in another way. In order to explore physical reality, you must maintain the basic components of personality, which is thoughts and emotions and beliefs. But because you are never disconnected from the spirit that you have the ability to constantly rearrange the pattern of the ice crystal of your personality, to change the beliefs, the emotions, and the thoughts. So as long as you choose to remain physical, you will maintain the general framework of a personality, but you will constantly change the content of the framework. And the framework, once again, is beliefs, emotions, and thoughts, and action in that sense, or behavior.